Fans, check out this great DVD collection and highlights from Continental Championship Wrestling. Pick up your copy right now at kingofkingsport.com.
Johnny and Davey Rich moving out against Detroit Demolition and the Blade Warrior. On this edition of the Continental Wrestling Federation, the lovely Lara at ringside to take care of those jackets. And coming up, you'll see action from the world's strongest man, Doug Furnace. Also, Super Dave Baxter, Big Black Bart. The Stormtrooper returns to action. Plus, the Dr. Tom Pritchard will evidently defend his CWF Heavyweight Championship against Lee Peak. And boy, would I love to see the list of names and the number breakdown on that situation. Side headlock by the Blade Warrior. The Riches, might add, are undefeated on Continental Wrestling Federation television. The Riches holding the honor of being undefeated, now setting their sights on the Continental Wrestling Federation tag titles, held by the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, and Mr. Perfect, Jerry Stubbs. Good hip toss takedown coming off of those ropes by Davey Rich. Of course, Brad Armstrong certainly no closer to any understanding on why Tom Pritchard would conduct himself in the manner that he did last week. Look at that. Both men take the big man down. Brad certainly saying last week that he would cancel all obligations for any shot at the Dr. Tom Pritchard in his quest for the Continental Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. Good drop kick by Johnny Crash Rich. And about the Brad Armstrong quest for the Continental Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, he certainly real disillusioned, if you will, at the present moment about a lot of things happening, because after what happened with Pritchard, then losing, of course, of the titles that he and the Bullet had, the Continental Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships, to back to Stubbs and Anthony, and having that team split up. A lot of confusion in the mind of Brad Armstrong is what direction is his career taking. Rich taking into those ring ropes. Demolition misses, and a good flying body press. 2 count by Johnny Crash Rich, and he powers out. The month of January, certainly number one with the ladies in the CWF, because the Mink Coach Tournament is about to take place, the second annual. Knoxville, Birmingham, Columbus, Mississippi, Montgomery, and Dothan are the 5 sanctioned towns for the Continental Wrestling Federation Mink Coach Tournament. Side headlock by Rich. No tag made. Randy Anderson does not allow the tag. And they can go with the best of them. The Rich cousins, Johnny and Davey, having the rhythm of working as a tag team combination, somewhat the harmonies you see in family singing groups. That's about as good a comparison as I would know right now, but they really have the timing down pat. Side headlock by Davey Rich on Detroit Demolition. Demolition, whoa, comes up with a beautiful suplex. And that will certainly slow Mr. Rich down. Blade Warrior tagged in. Full body slam. Oh, nobody home on that one. Davey Rich rolls out of the way. Nobody home for the Blade Warrior's leg to come down on. And Johnny Crash Rich tagged in. Takes it toward Demolition Black to the Blade Warrior. Both men head first. Now we've got all 4 men in the ring at the same time. These Rich Cousins, as we mentioned, undefeated on CWF television. And they are looking for those shiny CWF Tag Team title belts now held by Freddie Whiteboy, Tony Evans, and Mr. Perfect Jerry Stubb. Good drop kick. That one will do it. That'll do it for that one. Your winners of the match, known as the Party Patrol. We're talking about the Rich Cousins, Johnny and Davey, winners of the match. And we've got a lot of great
fall with a TV time remaining for the Tennessee Heavyweight Championship title. Introducing first from Detroit, weighing in at 298 pounds, Detroit Demolition.
The Tennessee Heavyweight Championship goes on the line. Doug Furnas with his ribs still very, very carefully wrapped. I can't help but feel that Doug Furnas has perhaps made a big mistake here on this hour of Continental Championship Wrestling in offering to defend his title. Special dispensation from Continental saying that he could defend it one fall with television time remaining. He's going up against an extremely strong man. The Bullet has joined me on one side, Downtown Bruno on the other, and I have talked to these men before the program began, and I've got assurances from both of them nothing will happen here at the desk, and that's critical. So, Bullet, how do you feel about Furnas going out there still injured?
Well, he's got a lot of intestinal fortitude, and he's a fighting champion. He's not a closet champion, Gordon. I got to say a lot for him. Those ribs are still pretty bad. He's got them taped pretty tight, but, you know, it affects your breathing, too, when you're wrestling, especially with a man like this that weighs, looks like about 320 pounds. He can't get a good deep breath, so he's taking a lot on.
He caught him with a beautiful lariat coming off the ropes. And, all right, Detroit Demolition powered away from it. Downtown Bruno has also joined me, and I'd like to get his opinion about Doug Furnas's chances.
Well, Mr. Sully, if I may respectfully disagree with the Bullet here, my esteemed colleague, I would like to say this. Doug Furnas has about as much of a chance to beat Detroit Demolition as a one-legged man in a kick fight. You know what I'm talking about? Here's a guy, for brains, he's got like a screen door in a submarine. The man is messed up. As you can see, he's all taped up. He's messed up. He's hurt. His ribs are broken. And he's trying to beat this man, a powerhouse, obviously bigger than Doug Furnas, obviously stronger, and as you can see, obviously a heck of a lot tougher and more ring-wise, obviously a veteran, which Doug Furnas certainly is not. And if Furnas thinks he has a chance to hold on to this championship, he's sadly mistaken. That's my opinion, and I think it counts for a heck of a lot, Gordon.
All right, Tennessee Championship on the line. Detroit Demolition now with a rear chin lock on the world's strongest man, Doug Furnas. He's keeping that pressure on Furnas. And although I do not agree with Downtown Bruno in its entirety in his comments, I must say, Bullet, that I am concerned over Doug. I think he was a bit headstrong in accepting this kind of a challenge.
Well, if you're not a little headstrong, Gordon, you don't get far in the wrestling profession. Everybody's got an ego for sure, and this man being the strongest man in the world, I'll have to agree with Bruno about one thing. He doesn't have the experience that the Detroit Demolition has got, but he's got more heart than any man I know. I've watched him, and you and I we watched him set a squat record right on TV, a bench press record, and he's got as much heart as anybody I know.
Fair enough, and it is Detroit Demolition, however, laying a lot of punishment into those ribs, and this is where Furnas may have outfoxed himself, if you will, and Demolition is wasting no time in really punishing the rib cage on all sides, and there's a massive bear hug.
If I may interject something here, I don't mean to take away from your commentary, but I must disagree with you, and the Bullet here keeps calling Doug Furnas the world's strongest man. I think we've firmly established the fact that Lord Humongous is the world's strongest man. We proved it on nationwide TV. I think it's a slap in the Lord's face. I think it's a slap in my face that you're sitting out here calling Doug Furnas the world's strongest man. If you wish to call him the world's second strongest man, so be it. But as far as being the world's strongest man, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'm sorry, Gordon.
Well, you certainly have that right to disagree. By the same token, Doug Furnas now, beautiful standing drop kick, and he's got him tied into the ropes. He's got him tied into the ropes, and Doug Furnas has got it going his way now.
Gordon, look at the fist here. Gordon, look at the fist. I don't agree with this at all. He's using a fist. I'm gonna have to take a walk down there, I believe, and see if I can't point out to the referee that Doug Furnas is cheating in this match. That's not right. I'm going to take a walk, brother.
All right, downtown Bruno. Furnas through the ropes as he missed Detroit Demolition.
No, I'll tell you, Detroit Demolition outsmarted him. I guess my services aren't needed, although the referee did prove that he is incompetent. He isn't the smartest guy that ever came down the pike because he stood there and let Doug Furnas repeatedly use that closed fist. This is a wrestling match, brother. This ain't a boxing match. This is a game of human chess. You make a move, your opponent makes a move. You don't clench that fist and hit a guy. This is not professional boxing. This is professional wrestling. And Doug Furnas wouldn't be good at either one of them. He'd have been laying there just like Larry Holmes, brother.
That's an interesting observation. Furnas trying to work his way back into the ring. Gamely trying to get back inside. And Detroit Demolition now, wait a minute. Looks to me like Detroit Demolition was attempting to do some biting there. And now bringing Furnas up. A backbreaker. And that's got to really be bad on those ribs again.
That's what your opinion is now, Bullet? Yes, let me give you my opinion. This man is still, he hadn't given up. He hadn't been counted out. And the Demolition is doing a smart thing. I've got to say, he's working on the man's weakness. His ribs are bad, and he's taking advantage of that, all 320 pounds of him. But, brother, I'll miss my guess. If this man gets counted out, I'll eat your tie, Bruno.
I'll tell you, I'm sure he won't be counted out because the Detroit Demolition wants to make him suffer some more. He wants to get a clean pin in the middle of the ring. He wants to be the champion. As we all know, you cannot be the champion due to a count out unless there's a special stipulation in the match, which I haven't been informed there is one. So he's going to get him in that ring. He's going to pin him or he's going to make him submit, one or the other. He's not going to let him get counted out. That's the reason why, or else he would be. I guarantee most told you, brother.
Well, all right. It is Doug Furnas, the Tennessee heavyweight champion, in a lot of trouble here. Trying to get back into that ring now, and once again, Detroit Demolition right after him.
Well, Gordon, you know, a lot of men was giving up on that. He's giving up. But you see, he's still fighting back. He's doing the best he can. Like I said, he doesn't have the experience, but he's got the heart. And here, Demolition keeps throwing him out of the ring. He knows he's having a problem bleeding with the ribs. He's worked on him. He's fought more out of the ring than he has in the ring. I don't know if he wants to beat him or not.
Interesting point, and once again, Furnas takes it on the back ribs this time. Furnas hanging on. Once again, Detroit Demolition moves into the ring. Here comes Furnas, the Tennessee heavyweight champion. But the champion has his... Oh, wait a minute. Come on now.
That's psychology. That is strategy. The man comes out there. He may as well just wear a sign that says, please, work on my ribs, kick my ribs, punch my ribs, claw at my ribs. He may as well wear a sign. That's what he may as well do, Gordon. And now Detroit Demolition is taking advantage of Doug Furnas' condition. And all you can say is the man is smart, the man is a veteran, he's ring-wise, and he's intelligent. You can't fault the man for that. You can't knock the man for that. You have to give him all the credit he deserves. You have to knock Doug Furnas because Doug Furnas is a dummy who went out there with the bandages to show the world exactly what his weak point was, his Achilles heel, if you would, and that's the way it is, Gordon.
Downtown Bruno and his comments regarding the Tennessee heavyweight champion, Doug Furnas. And Furnas has had that tape removed now and is, if you will, bared to the world a high vertical souffle.
Yes, baby. Wonderful.
Gordon, he's taking it to him, I got to admit that, but I haven't heard Doug Furnas say uncle or I give up, and I haven't seen his shoulders turn. Looks like he's going to try to take him out now, though, Gordon.
It does indeed. Things do not look good for the champion.
Wait a minute, Gordon.
He caught him.
Now, the referee obviously didn't see that low blow. I've got to take a walk and straighten this matter out.
Yeah, it was not a low blow. He brought those knees up just in the nick of time.
Gordon, that was a beautiful move. He was using his head. He made a mistake, and Doug Furnas capitalized on it. And look at him. He's fighting like a tiger right now. He will not give up.
Well, that I would certainly have to agree with. Furnas lashing out now with hard right hands. He's got Detroit Demolition in a lot of trouble here. Irish whip off the ropes into a high backdrop, and Detroit Demolition has been staggered. He has been badly staggered, and now Furnas smashing his head into the turnbuckle. And the Detroit Demolition is groggy. Those knees are really turning to rubber now. Furness brings him up again. He brought up over 300 pounds. Of course, he can lift way, way over that. That was over.
Went up, Gordon, didn't he? Like he was just a sack of potatoes.
He did indeed.
Get him, Doug.
Furness up. Tripped up. Doug Furness tripped up. And as Demolition came down, Furness rolled away from it. And now Furness outside the ring after downtown Bruno. He's after downtown Bruno, and Bruno trying to beat a hasty retreat comes back into the ring. Doug Furness has got him. Furness is caught from behind by Detroit Demolition. And Bruno trying to get the referee over there. Hold on. The Bullet. The Bullet has entered the ring. The Bullet has entered the ring. And now the Bullet caught from behind by Detroit Demolition. The Bullet taking a lot of punishment. The referee has called for the bell. And the Bullet's got the sleeper. The Bullet's got the sleeper. Oh, watch out. Here comes downtown Bruno. Downtown Bruno caught from behind by Doug Furness, the Tennessee heavyweight champion. And we've got, wait a second. There's Lord Humongous in the ring. He caught him from behind. We've got bedlam and chaos going on now, and the Dirty White Boy just hit the ring. Lord Humongous beating away. That's Doug Furness, and it's the Dirty White Boy after the Bullet. And downtown Bruno trying to direct traffic here, if you will. The referee continues to call for the bell. And
for classic Southern Wrestling DVDs from the days of promoter Nick Gulas, Southeastern Wrestling, or Continental Wrestling? How about DVDs from Southern States Wrestling featuring the legends of the ring and some of today's top stars? Maybe you were looking for the 3-disc set of Bill Dundee's career and memories, or the 2 published books by Bo James about his life in wrestling. Keep up with the careers and life away from the ring of the award-winning Dynamic Wrestling James duo. All of this and a lot more at kingofkingsport.com. That's kingofkingsport.com.
Fans, check out this great DVD collection and highlights from Continental Championship Wrestling. Pick up your copy right now at kingofkingsport.com.
Wait a minute. Dr. Tom Pritchard with something that caught the Bullet from behind. And wait a second. Miss Linda started to come into the ring. And Tom, oh, brother. Oh, no. No, this is beyond belief. And wait a minute, Kevin Sullivan came in there, and Stubbs tried to catch him. Wow, caught him with something. Look at there.
Opponents now entering the ring, led by Kevin Sullivan, making their first appearance on Continental Championship Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, from New Guinea, at a combined weight of 495 pounds, the Headhunters. The Headhunters.
The Headhunters wasting no time as they attack Al Scott and Jim Barnett. That's Barnett in the red trunks being thrown from the ring. Al Scott now in the blue trunks being pummeled by both of these Headhunters.
I'm going to make you pay, and I'm going to make you suffer, and I'm going to put it on your head. When you lay down every night, you're going to see these faces.
Concealing that fist, and he's caught by the referee. Cooley catches him. He got him. Cooley nails Jerry Stubbs, and he wins the Alabama Heavyweight Championship. championship. That means he gets the shot at NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair.
Wait
a minute. Hey, hold on. We'll be back. We'll be back. We've got to get order restored. We'll be right back. We'll be... Kevin Sullivan carrying the battle outside the ring. And that one did a 360. Brad Armstrong fires back. Brad Armstrong catches him once again. Hard right hand.
You said about that I turned my back, and what you're saying is that your beliefs are better than my beliefs. You see, I've been to temples where the people have been there for 2,500 years. I've been to temples where people chant. I have been with the lepers, just like the Tennessee Stud has. Now, it's real clear, Tom Pritchard, if you're not with me in the Stud, you're against us. I never said that.
And now makes his home in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's in the green trunks. Wildcat Wendell Cooley out of Texas catches the world champion in a good, beautiful high hip toss. Another high hip toss. Cooley looking extremely well. Cooley, who has been training on the beaches of Pensacola. High backdrop now by Wildcat Wendell Cooley, and Ric Flair, the champion, slips outside the ring.
I don't like the way you knocked the South. I don't like the way you knocked me. I don't like the way you knocked my brother and my cousin and Tom Pritchard are the only guys that stand behind me anymore. And you little punk, I want to know what's going on here. I want to know what's going on here.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. We've got total bedlam breaking loose here. Hold on. Oh, my God. They have completely destroyed that. Don't lead us. Don't lead us. Don't lead us. Let's see him. Wildcat Wendell Cooley. And Cooley has the Alabama Heavyweight Championship belt. There goes the dirty white boy, Tony Anthony, in the ring, congratulating him. Holding his hand up. Oh, my. The dirty white boy Pearl Harbored him and has taken the belt. He has taken the belt. Hold on a second. The Tennessee Stud with the ugly stick with him. The Tennessee Stud chasing Kevin Sullivan out of the ring area. The Tennessee Stud after Kevin Sullivan. And they disappear. There's Kevin Sullivan, and the Bullet has the sleeper hold on Kevin Sullivan. Singapore Suez. Wait a minute. Who are these people? Who are these individuals? Jimmy Golden. Caught in the eye with some kind of abrasive. Jimmy Golden caught with some kind of abrasive. And now, wait a minute. Robert Fuller, look at this. Look outside the... Ooh. Outside the trunks of... and an argument now between Brenda Britton and Miss Linda. Oh, my. Oh. An attack on Miss Linda. And that is completely uncalled for. The Hustler Rip Rogers grabbing that belt. But it is not his. It belongs to the Exotic Adrian Street. Cooley caught him with a mule kick, and now it's Wildcat Wendell Cooley doing what he does best, and that is literally exploding on his opponent. And it's Stubbs. And wait a minute, they're all ganging up on this one fella. And he is, there's got to be 1,000, 1,500 pounds on top of him right now. Pleased and happy. Steve Armstrong crawling over And I don't think Steve Armstrong even knows who his partner is. He is completely dazed, and look at this. And they're calling for the bell. They are calling for the bell. And everybody is oblivious to everything except their own anger and their own frustrations. The Nightmares, the Dirty White Boy and Jerry Stubbs battling it out. Neither referee is effective at this point in time. And this has gone past the bounds. The referee may be on his feet in the ring. Now you've got the referee who's outside the ring, slowly regaining his senses.
Now, if you'll watch right here, he's going to try and hang me with it to try and get me out of wrestling, so he knows there's no competition for the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Well, of course, at the moment, he's using that rope and utilizing extremely well with a series of snap mares. There he used it like a pair of brass knuckles, and obviously you're much the worse for wear for this situation. Roy Lee Welch, of course, is a second-generation, well, actually a third-generation wrestler. So,
and I got the rope right here. If you're man enough, you come from that little state right above Texas we call Oklahoma, who they try and be cowboys, but they know they can never do it, because when it comes to Texas, everything's bigger and everything's better. And if you got any guts, sign for a bull rope match with me. If you got real guts, let's put it on the table now, and let's say the loser gets out of this area. The loser leaves town. He is obviously now attempting to handcuff him to the turnbuckle, which apparently he has done. And the referee knocked to one side. Chris Von Colt using that chain now. Wildcat Wendell Cooley in trouble. A lot of trouble here. Chris Von Colt using that chain and those handcuffs. Now hurdles the referee out of the ring. Colt and Cooley trying to get a head of steam going here. He is caught again in the head by Chris Von Colt. And we've got Von Colt now adding further injury. Wait a minute. Well, Von Colt stealing the belt.
Fans, check out this great DVD collection and highlights from Continental Championship Wrestling. Pick up your copy right now at kingofkingsport.com. Fans, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Championship Wrestling Connection. Join us next week for more classic Southern States wrestling.